you everybody who is watching this video. My name is Olenjolaim TAYAI from the beautiful, fantastic and blessed country that called United Republic of Tanzania. I would like to welcome you into our official online secondary school that called the Tanzania. Okay? Tanzania Online O-Level Secondary School, in square bracket Olenjolaim, the name of the founder. I just want to share with you quick introductions, and then we'll go to the business, or we'll go to the session of the sessions of the day. In these official YouTube channels, we are teaching O-level students. We are teaching 12 subjects currently: physics Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, chemistry Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, mathematics, basic mathematics Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. So 12 subjects in total, and you have 3 departments: basic mathematics, physics, and chemistry. And then so you have 3 subjects, as I say. So we have 12 subjects we are teaching total, but 3 subjects, but different classes. So we are teaching Form 1 to Form 4, understand. What are we doing this on online channels? We are solving common critical problems that encounter O-level secondary school students to pursue basic mathematics and science for the rest of the year life. So we have built this the fundamental level, Form 2 still fundamental level. So we want to build a strong foundation that will never be broken for the rest of your life if you're a student who watching this program right now. Because, you know, I met students who have good fundamental, good foundations in primary and second and ordinary diploma, but their foundation has been destroyed, or it has been destroyed during the ordinary diploma level. So I hate that, because from that point when the foundations is broken, it's difficulty to restore it. It means to rebuild it. Right? So this is a fundamental. I like it. I like mathematics so much since I was in primary, 1991. And I believe even yourself also too. In case that you don't like, I will transform you to like, I will convince you to love, because the beautiful subjects and Queen of Engineering is useful for solving real world problems. So today we are in departments of basic mathematics. It's a subject basic mathematics. This is our material for the pre-form 2 and the form 2, and the focus they can be used worldwide, and also that this is topical chapter 2, which is algebra. Right? I have given you a list of 11 chapters for the form 2. So this is the second chapter. And I don't want to waste much of your time. In case that, how can you get connected is okay. I told you, and I'd like to repeat again, make sure that you watch the intro video, right? That's the introductions, which we call session 00, where I explain everything concerning about it, the introduction. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you share the contents, make sure that you read the descriptions, make sure that you ask questions and answer questions and submit the homeworks in the comment sections. So those are the few things that actually they won't even take 3 minutes for you to accomplish them. So you'll be connected and join this online school, and you can take the stuff anywhere and at any time. And you can repeat this lecture video several times as you can, and enjoy and share with your colleagues. And that's even if that you have been sick, you can, when you are healed, then you can come back and get the concept. So stay tuned. So let us go to the business. Are you ready? Let us go to the session right now. I'm ready. I'm ready to just to write something in your mind. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let us go to the business. So the topic is called the algebra. The session or periods or lecture is lecture 1, introductions of algebra. Okay. Remember that the reference book, I told you, the syllabus, basic mathematics syllabus for ordinary secondary education, should have it in hand, Form 1 to Form 4, and then should need also secondary basic mathematics as the reference book, right? Book 2, I told you that you can order this book when read the descriptions, and I can ship it in any regions of United Republic of Tanzania. You can have your copy book, it means your exercise book, you can have your pen and pencil for drawings and ruler, and be serious in this program, because I'm very serious on this program. This is a serious training program. Okay, so before we go, or before we learn detail the concepts of algebra, I would like just to begin with an introduction. Okay, so I said that this is introduction video or introduction session. I want to mention contents, right? Contents. Okay, contents. Before even just learn the contents, yes, I have something that I have to refer in the syllabus. Okay, in the syllabus, the topic of algebra. I want to see how many subtopics are there in algebra for Form 2. Algebra Form 2, this is a little bit, it's advancements of algebra Form 1. Okay, you learned algebra during your Form 1. And I'll be using English here because what I'm teaching actually is not, it's not a new story. I want to teach you, right? Or I want to present to you this part, these columns of subtopics, right? Subtopics. This is algebra, which is the second topic, as I told you, right? So it has some subtopics, binary operations, etc., etc. And then I want to share you this part again of specific objectives. What are the specific objectives that you have to achieve when you are learning the subject, this topic of algebra? Is very important. So this page, and then again you have the next page. These are subtopics of algebra. I still continue the specific objective. However, that I won't mention all the specific objective. It means that I will leave some for you to see them in the syllabus book. You should have the syllabus book and you should read it. Okay, so let us go to the business. The first thing that I want to share with you in this one, or in this introduction, is subtopics. Say subtopics. Subtopics, okay, I can have a dash here, right? We have a dash here by me. Subtopics. Subtopics of what? Of algebra. And these subtopics of algebra, according to what? Not according to me first. This is according to the syllabus. Right? To the new syllabus. Okay? So algebra has, according to the new syllabus, algebra has 4 subtopics. Okay? Which are 4 subtopics. Which are, the first one is labeled as 2.1. It's called the binary, say binary operation. Right? Binary operations. The second one, which is 2.2, I'll mention all the subtopics, but I won't mention all the specific objectives. The second one is called the brackets in computation. So 2.2, second subtopic is called the brackets in computation. Bracket in computation. Brackets in computation. Then you have 2.3. So 2.3 we have quadratic expression. Quadratic expressions. Quadratic expressions, right? So quadratic expressions. Then 2.4 we have the first subtopic is called the factorization. Say factorization. So these are the 4 subtopics that we have to cover in order to understand the concepts of algebra. The first one is called binary operations. Before even we go inside, you can pause the video and ask yourself, what does it mean about binary operations? And the second one is called brackets in computation. What does it mean? Brackets, so the means of brackets in computation. You have to think before I take you there. Quadratic expressions. Yeah. Wow, quadratic expressions. Have I ever heard about this concept in primary education? Just tell me in the comment section. And then we have, I guess, another vocabulary called factorization. Hey, what is it? Don't worry. I will tell you what does it mean. Okay, the first thing that I want to tell you in this introduction. The second thing I want to tell you about specific objectives. Right? Specific objective of each subtopic. Achieved after accomplishing each subtopic. According to what? Remember that the reference is what? According to the syllabus of basic mathematics in Tanzania, from 1 to Form 4 in Tanzania. So the first is, so let us state, so we start with 2.1, and this is the specific objective called the binary operation. So it says specific objective for binary operation are the following operations are the following. So I will let you quote. So we have how many specific objectives? For binary operation, there are 2 specific objectives. I will mention one, then the other one you have to mention, you have to fill the blanks when you have this book and read the second specific objective, because I want to make you active. So let me quote. The syllabus says that the student, you who is watching right now, the students, plural, right, should be able to, okay, A, describe the binary operation, binary operations, that is A. Describe, it means that at the end of this subtopic, the students should be able to A, describe the binary operation, what the meaning of binary operation. B, fill the blank when you have the syllabus. That is all. Specific objective that has to be achieved, specific objectives that have to be achieved by students after finishing the second subtopic of algebra. There are 2. Let me quote. So the second subtopic is called the brackets in computation. You don't know what the meaning of brackets in computation? Stay connected, stay tuned. Bracket in computations. Okay? So brackets in computations, that is the second subtopic. So let me quote. The students should be able to, okay, A, perform basic operation, basic operations involving brackets. Involving brackets. I wanted to leave A and then mention B. Unfortunately, I've already mentioned, so let me leave B so I can fill the second specific objective. Okay? The third subtopic is called the quadratic expression. Remember that this is prerequisite of the chapter 3, which is called the quadratic equations. There's a difference between quadratic expressions and quadratic equations. So quadratic expressions. So here also we have some of the specific objectives which students should achieve. So students should be able to A, this is fill the blank. When you have the book of syllabus, fill the blank. Fill the blank. B means use the syllabus to fill the blank. If you don't have, please order it online. It doesn't mean that I want maybe to emphasize you. I want to teach you how to use it, and I want to assist you and I want to make you to have active learning. Write the general form of 40, general form of quadratic. So you should be able quadratic expression. At the end, you have to test yourself that are you able to write the general expressions of quadratic, the general form of quadratic expression? Quadratic expressions, yes, expressions. Yes, I'm able. Then we've achieved the specific objective. Okay, the first specific objective is called the factorization. So what are the specific objectives that has to be achieved by the students when he or she accomplish the subtopic of factorization? So I used to quote. So this is the end of my quote. I opened the quote, but it didn't end. So this is the end of my quote. When you fill the blanks, the end of my quote. And this is the beginnings of my quote. And this is the end of my quote. And this is closing end of my quote. I've closed already. Okay? So it means that let me open. I begin with the same sentence. Students should be able. This is the one of uniqueness of my online program. I used to introduce students everything according to the syllabus. Many teachers, they don't do. Why? Because teaching is not built in them. Many of them teaching is not built in them. Some of them, yes, built in them. There are thousands of them. But to identify them is a little bit difficult. So here also we have two specific objectives. The first one, the student should be able to factorize linear expression. At the end, the student should be able to factorize the linear expressions. That is first is specific objective. That even in exam we used to test you. Are you able to factorize a linear expression? Or you're not able? If you're not able, you lose the marks. Linearity expressions in plural. Then B, this you have to fill the blank when you have a syllabus book. I know that some of the students of the Form 2 students who are watching this program, they are happy to see those blanks that I'm leaving because they want me to give them everything at the spoon feeding. That is illegal in teaching that has been introduced or is supervised by God. Because to me, teaching is built in me. So that it's just like swimming. It has been built in fishes. Have you ever seen a fish attending the swimming school? Tell me in the comment section if there is a swimming school for fishes. Tell me. Tell in the comment section if there is a flying school for birds. Tell me in comment section if there is growing up with the seed school, means the training program to teach the seed to grow up. No. Why? Because swimming is built in fish. Just like teaching. To me, teaching is built in me. So I am teaching and teaching is me. I'm not boasting myself. Remember also, I will just provide this warning at the beginnings that OLENJOLAI does not know everything about algebra for the Form 2. I just know a small portion of it, but I'm ready to share and help everybody who needs what I know. I'm still learning algebra for the rest of my life. So that is all about this. I've already presented to you about 30. Just a quick review. I've already presented to you about 30 subtopics of algebra Form 2 for the Form 2, and also specific objective that has to be achieved by students after accomplishing each subtopic. Now, I want to introduce to you contents. These are after myself as the teacher, after reading all these subtopics, and even after after reading all the specific objectives, then I took the topic of algebra and broke it into small concepts so we call them concepts or contents of what of algebra. Okay, contents or concepts. Contents or concepts of what? Concepts of algebra. Right? Contents or concepts of what? Of algebra. So because the second chapter we start with 2.0 is introduction, the one that I'm teaching you today. Fractions of 40 of algebra. 2.1, I will teach you about binary operation. What does it mean? Binary operations. Okay. Then 2.3, for teaching the binary operation, I will teach you brackets in computation. Means the second subtopic. Brackets in computation. And then next, that is 2.4. No, this is 2.2, excuse me. This is 2.3. So the next thing I will teach about identities. We have something called identities in algebra. Identities. 2.4, we'll teach about quadratic expression. Quadratic expressions. The said subtopic. And then I will teach you about the factorization. The last subtopic. Factorization, the last subtopic. I'll teach about factorization of linear expression. Factorization of linear expression, one of the specific objective. In subtopic of quadratic expressions, right? The general forms, no. In the subtopic of factorization. So factorizations of linear expressions, not equation. Expressions. Then we have 2.7. So 2.7, I will teach about factorization of quadratic expression. So I will introduce for you for the first time factorization of quadratic expressions. Quadratic expressions. Okay, quadratic expressions. Factorization by splitting the middle term. So I will teach you how to factorize factorization of what? Factorizations of quadratic expression Q dot E by a method we call it splitting the middle term. And in some of the exam, they used to ask you to splitting. So they used to ask you to factorize a quadratic expression by using splitting method. So if you don't mind, you can answer that question, splitting. Splitting what? Splitting the middle term. So it's a very interesting topic of maths. Splitting the middle term. I will teach you what does it mean. The next subtopic is called the factorization by inspection. Factorization by inspection is another method of factorization by inspection. So what? Today we found the inspection in mathematics compared to the inspections in parade, yeah? During the inspections day, Monday, possibly and Saturday. Then the next subtopic is called the factorization by difference of the two squares. All of these methods are useful in Form 1, in Form 2, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, Form 5, Form 6E, first year diploma, second year diploma, first year undergraduate. Okay, so factorization by difference. This is the same method of factorization. So you see that method of what? Difference by difference of what? Of two squares. So we have four subtopics, which is binary operation. The second subtopic is what? Quadratic expressions. The third is quadratic expression. The second was what? brackets in computation. So we have, you see, I want just to make a point for you. The first subtopic is binary operations. The second is bracket in computation. These are short. These are short subtopics. Then quadratic expressions, which the third subtopic is also short, right? So the subtopic of factorizations is the longest subtopic. So it's the one that carrying the weight of 40 of the topic, of the difference of 40, so factorization by difference of 40 of two squares. Then you have 2.11, 11 factorization by perfect square. This is the fourth method. So I will teach you 4 methods of factorizing, very important in Form 2 exam, very important in Form 4 exam. Factorization by perfect square. Factorization by perfect square method. Is it plural? Yes, it is plural. Perfect square. So these are what we are going to cover, but we still have 2.12 problem solving. Problem solving, right? So we say that problem solving, it means that we have question and the answer. We review also some Form 2 questions, some Form 4 questions, which ask about the topic of algebra factorization. So that's what you have to expect in this program. Do you enjoy algebra? Please tell me in the comment section if you do enjoy. So this is our planned focus in algebra. This is our plan. So this is our roadmap. Say roadmap. This is our roadmap in algebra. We begin from this point, we end here. This problem solving, we might do it in every subtopic or in every concept, as long as we go. Maybe at the end, we can just solve those from the review or from this question and answers books, just to generalize and to see how generally questions are being asked. Okay, I believe that you are so happy. So now, let us start with 2.0, which is also a short test 20, subtopic of 40 of algebra. Introductions of 40, algebra. And this is 40 for Form 2, because you have also introduction of algebra for the Form 1. The first question we have to answer always in any introductions of anything is we have to know the meaning of the term. Which term do we have? Algebra. What is algebra? Pause the video and then ask yourself, then try to write answer. What is algebra? You learned algebra since primary education. You learned algebra in Form 1. Do you know how to define it? Tell me. However, that you won't find that questions in exam, that what is algebra, but you have to understand what you are learning, because you have to you have to extract the knowledge and wisdom and skills that is from education you have learned and apply to solve problems. Right? So it means that you can apply the definitions of algebra in daily life. What is algebra? Think. What are we doing in algebra, by the way? So you can map any real world problems in terms of algebra. That I mean, if you know the definitions of algebra, because if you don't know the definitions, you'll be solving problems of algebra. You don't know how are they formulated, why are they formulated. So in case that, for example, that you can find in Excel spreadsheet, we are using a lot of cubic function or quadratic functions are there in the software. So how are they have been formulated? So if you don't know the meaning of the term, it's difficult. So the first question is, what is algebra? Ask yourself, pause the video, try to answer the question, then continue to watch the video. What is algebra? Or what the meaning of algebra? Or define algebra. Define what is algebra. So regardless of how the questions have been asked me, but the answer is just like this one. This is the way that you define algebra. I formed 2 definitions for you to help you. Did they find 2 or 1? Yes, two. The first one, we define algebra as, this is a branch of what? This is the branch of mathematics. It's a branch of mathematics that deals with the study of 40 of mathematical, study of mathematical symbols. Study of mathematical symbols and rules, mathematical symbols and rules, for manipulating these symbols. For manipulating these symbols. So algebra is a branch of mathematics that deals with the study of mathematical symbols and rules for manipulating, doing manipulations, doing some of the operations of these sort of symbols. So that means of algebra. It means that in real life problems which we want to map it by using mathematical symbols, you have mathematical symbols, you have musical symbols, right? And then we establish some rules, or we follow some rules on manipulations of those symbols of that real world problems, then that's what we define as algebra. So it's not a complex item. Or some of the resources define like this. Algebra is the part of mathematics. Let me give you the second. You can use either of this definition. You can keep it in your mind. It's a part of mathematics. A part of mathematics in which letters and other general symbols. Other general symbols are used to represent information. So this is the part of mathematics. So algebra is the part of mathematics in which letters, we are using letters. In music also you're using letters, right? To have musical note, to have musical key, to have musical chord. So it means that in which using what? In which letters and other general symbols. We are using letters and other general symbols, such as symbol notation, to do what? To represent numbers. Very good definition. To represent numbers and the quantities. And quantities, right? In formula and the equation. You might find that your classroom teachers, maybe they just come and then they write algebra, they begin. We differ. That's why I told you Olenjolaim think differently, especially in teaching or in engineering or in programming. I thank God I think differently and I act differently. So don't compare me with anybody else. And everything that you see, don't boast me, don't praise me. I'm doing nothing, by the way. There's a one who you don't see him, who is working in me. That is God, Almighty God, Jehovah Jireh, is the one who is teaching you. Give all the glory and all the praise to him. And then we'll see what happens in your life for this program, right? So we say algebra is a part of my... How are you, everybody who is watching this video? I would like to welcome you into our fantastic YouTube channel that called Tanzania Online O-Level Seki School, OLENJOLAI in square bracket. My name is Olenjolaim from the beautiful and fantastic country that called the United Republic of Tanzania. I would like to welcome you. I have something fantastic, new things, a new idea that which is going to blast your mind and make you to think differently. So, you know, I've been transmitting a lot of materials and a lot of concepts in science. It means in physics, mathematics, and even in chemistry, and especially for the O-level according to the Tanzania syllabus. So I've been teaching basic mathematics, basic physics, and basic chemistry for the Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4. So today I have one of my Form 5 students who has been, he has graduated soon, of just a few months ago when we are recording this program, from O-level studies. So he has been doing his studies in one of the private schools, and then he has been going through my official channels. Okay, and then when he has been going through, then he remembered the real situations and the real environment that he had during his studies. So when he remembered all of those issues, then he said that, no sir, I have something that to testify and to tell even these present and future generations concerning about this digital platform. So I would like to introduce to you Mr. Joshua Julius Msuya, one of my students. I have tried my level best to plant my seed into him, and we expect a good harvestings in near future. So stay tuned and then follow along, listen careful what he's going to share with you, because he's from the receiving side. People who have been watching what I've been teaching. So you have been listening to me, that is good. Maybe you are even get tired to listen to me, but today we have something new which is making sense for you. So stay tuned. Then I would like to welcome Mr. Joshua to the platform. Okay, so this is Mr. Joshua Julius, one of my students who is doing his studies currently at Mzumbe Secondary Schools for Form 5. So he told me that, sir, I have something to speak with the community, online community, because actually the programs has helped me a lot. Then I want to share something that is new with those that who have already joined with the programs, and even with the new students will be joined these programs, because this is a generational and it's a long-term program. So I have something to say with them, which has come from my heart. So Joshua, you are welcome. Right now that thousands of the Tanzanians and thousands of the African students and even worldwide students are watching you anywhere else, and then they are ready to listen to what you want to say with them. So may God bless you. Welcome.